Dear student, today's topic is conversion of galvanometer to ammeter and voltmeter. Previous day we have read about the galvanometer construction and how it works. Now today's lecture flow will be, first of all we will just emphasize something about the galvanometer, then galvanometer to ammeter conversion, and last of all galvanometer to voltmeter conversion, and some numerical problems attached to the topic. Now first of all, what is galvanometer? So galvanometer is nothing but a very sensitive device. The device which is used to detect and measure very small amount of current through it. So it is very sensitive. So it is very sensitive device. Generally, in the galvanometer, the current is measured in milliampere and microampere range. Very small amount of current. Suppose we have taken one example here. So suppose this is the galvanometer, and we have taken 10 milliampere. Suppose maximum current flows through the galvanometer is 10 milliampere. The current flows through it 2.5 milliampere, it will give the deflection like that. If current flows, it is suppose 5 milliampere, so deflection will be greater, so it will be the deflection. If it is 7.5 milliampere, then deflection will be here. If the range starts from here and ends here, then for 10 milliampere current, it will give the full scale deflection. Suppose this is the full scale deflection. So if you increase the current through the galvanometer, so galvanometer probably you know that a tremendous torque will be produced inside the galvanometer, and due to this torque it will rotate and finally touches the galvanometer maximum reading, and after all it will not get back to the previous position because the hairspring already broken down, and that's why it is called the burnout of galvanometer. So that's why if you give here suppose 12.5 milliampere current, it will give the same deflection. If you increase the current, that is 15 milliampere here, it will give the same full scale deflection, so it will not increase. So that is the problem. You cannot measure a large amount of current by the galvanometer. So this is our limitation. So galvanometer only detect very feeble small amount of current, and if it is written 10 milliampere is the maximum current, so it will just measure up to 10 milliampere, not more than that. If you give more than that current, then it will just burn out. So what is the solution? So if we want to measure more than the 10 milliampere current by this galvanometer device, then what to do? This is a problem, we have to solve it. So there is a trick, and the trick is that the bypass the remaining amount of current through other path. Bypass the remaining amount of current. Suppose in a city, the heavy loaded truck is not allowed to enter in the city. Generally there is a bypass road, and through the bypass road heavy loaded truck, goods carriage vehicles are allowed, not into the city, because if it enters into the city, then it will make some trouble, the heavy traffic will be the problem. So that's why. So here also same thing. Suppose 1 ampere current is flowing here. So if we allowed to flow 1 ampere current through the galvanometer must be burned out. So what is the solution? What you have to do? So make one bypass road, and for the case of a resistance, the galvanometer itself is a resistance, that is called galvanometer resistance is called G. Okay. So if you just attach a small resistance parallel to it, and current will always pass to the lesser resistance, so it will choose the lesser resistance. So we have just attached this very small amount of small resistance here. Then what will happen? We got the solution. So 10 milliampere, suppose the maximum amount of current 10 milliampere will flow through this, and remaining current 1 ampere is equal to, you know, 1000 milliampere. So remaining current 990 milliampere current will flow through the shunt. So this is called the shunt. What we call bypass road, bypass channel, it is actually, for the case of a physics, we call it a shunt resistance. Very small amount of resistance. If it is connected to parallel with a galvanometer, then it is called shunt. So our goal, our aim has been solved. So in this way, we can measure a large amount of current. Suppose here 1 ampere is a large amount with respect to the 10 milliampere. 1 ampere is the 1000 milliampere. So in this way, we can calibrate different type of ammeter which we desire. So from this circuit, 10 milliampere current, that is the maximum current which flows through the galvanometer, and galvanometer gives a full scale deflection. So it is actually called IG. So IG is the maximum allowable current through galvanometer, and G is called the galvanometer resistance. Okay, so now we'll go to the next part, that is the galvanometer to ammeter conversion. So ammeter is nothing but the instrument, electrical instrument, by which current in the circuit can be measured. Okay, current in the circuit can be measured. Ammeter must be connected in series with the circuit. Why ammeter is connected in series with the circuit? Because suppose there is a bulb and it consumes 1 ampere current. So if you want to find out how much current is flows to the bulb, then you should attach the ammeter with respect to the bulb in series, because if you attach the ammeter with the parallel with the bulb, then you know in the parallel circuit, parallel resistance, each and every resistance, if the resistance are different, it draws different amount of current. So you cannot get the actual current which is drawing by this bulb. That's why you must have to attach ammeter with the series. And the second thing is that galvanometer with the shunt is known as the ammeter. So what is happening here? So one resistance, the second resistance, galvanometer resistance with a small amount of shunt resistance. And you know, in a parallel resistance, always the equivalent resistance is very less. As we have connected a very small amount of shunt, so as a whole, the resistance of the circuit ammeter is very small. That's why it will draw very small amount of current and it will not affect the actual current in the circuit. I will make you understand. Suppose there is a bulb and we have taken 12-volt battery and it has a resistance, suppose 4 ohm. Okay, so it is drawing how much amount of current is drawing? That is 12 by 4, 3 ampere. So now, so it is a 12-volt, and now you have attached one ammeter with the series with the bulb. Suppose it has 2 ohm resistance and the bulb has 4 ohm resistance, then 4 plus 2, the total resistance is 6 ohm. Then what is the current here? Current is flowing here 12 by 6, 2 ampere. Now you can understand what is happening here. So if you attach any ammeter of 2 ohm, then the current in the main circuit, what is the current flowing in the bulb, that is the 3 ampere, will be changed. So what should I do? We should use the ammeter which is very small amount of resistance. So if it is a small amount of resistance, the ammeter, then it will, the main current which will be 3 ampere, it will be very close to the 3 ampere. Otherwise the current in the circuit will be altered. And now how to convert it? Now conversion, galvanometer to ammeter. So I have told you this is galvanometer and suppose 10 milliampere current, maximum current it can flow, that is Ig is equal to 10 milliampere, and current which is flowing in the current is coming here, suppose 1 ampere, that is 1000 milliampere. Okay, and if we measure the 1 ampere current by this galvanometer, so I have told you one shunt you have to used in parallel with this. Okay, it has some resistance itself, so galvanometer resistance G, galvanometer resistance is G. Okay, now you can see this point A point and this point B point, this is the B point. In between the 2 point A and B, the potential difference across shunt and potential difference across G are same. So we can write here potential difference Vs is equal to potential difference across G, galvanometer, potential difference across galvanometer. So if I amount of current, if I amount of current is coming, and Ig amount of current is close to the galvanometer, remaining current, that I minus Ig, will flow through remaining resistance S, that is a shunt resistance. So if 1 ampere current is flows, maximum 10 milliampere will flow to the galvanometer, so galvanometer will not burn out, but you can measure 1 ampere because we have calibrated the galvanometer in such a way, when 10 milliampere is flows through the circuit, it will show you 1 ampere. When 5 milliampere current is flows through it, it will give you 0.5 ampere, half of that. Okay, so Vs, what is Vs? Vs means this one. So we know voltage V is equal to IR, there is a formula, V is equal to IR according to the Ohm's law. We are applying the formula here. So Vs, so current I minus Ig into S, a small amount of resistance. Now it is Ig into G. This is actually the equation. Each and every time if the galvanometer and ammeter conversion is coming, you remember this figure in your mind, and from the figure you just deduce this formula. And what is the shunt here? Shunt resistance will be Ig into G by I minus Ig. I recommend you to remember this formula, and from that formula this will come in. I will give you one example by which it will be easy to understand how it can be converted. Question: a galvanometer has a coil of resistance 10 ohm, that means galvanometer resistance is 10 ohm. Requires a 10 milliampere for the full scale deflection. So maximum current it can bear, that is 10 milliampere. If you give 11 milliampere of current, then it will burn out. But you have to measure current, that is 4 ampere. You can see you have to measure 4 ampere current with this galvanometer, that only measure maximum current, that is 10 milliampere. So maximum current, that is Ig, maximum available current through the galvanometer, that is a 10 milliampere. And you have to convert this galvanometer into ammeter, that is closed current, current is flowing, that is 4 ampere. You can see 10 milliampere full 10 milliampere for full scale deflection. How will you convert it into an ammeter of range 4 ampere? So I have told you, if the galvanometer bears Ig is equal to 10 milliampere, if you want to measure up to 4 ampere current, range it will be 0 to 4 ampere. Okay, 0 to 4 ampere. So range, so if you want to measure maximum 4 ampere current by this galvanometer, so you must have to attach one shunt here, and if the current, that is I, 4 ampere is coming here, so remaining amount of current, so it is 4000 milliampere. So remaining amount of current will be 3990 milliampere current will pass through S. And if 10 milliampere of current is flows to the galvanometer will show full scale deflection. That means when 4 ampere current is flows, it will show you 10 milliampere and it will show you full scale deflection. So then that time we can write it is 4 ampere. So we measured the current 4 ampere. If 2 ampere is current flows through it, so current flow through the galvanometer will be less, that is suppose 5 milliampere. At that time, if it is 2 ampere, it will be 5 milliampere. So remaining amount of current 2000 milliampere minus 5, it will be 1995. So 1995 milliampere current will flows through the shunt resistance. So maximum current is 4. So in this way the galvanometer will show. So when it will be 4 ampere current is flows, when 10 ampere milliampere current is flows, the maximum allowable current, then it is, we have calibrated the ammeter in such a way it will give you. So I have given one scale here and it will give you 4. It will give you 4 ampere. So when 2 milliampere will current flows, it will half of that. Suppose it will be here 2 ampere. Okay, in this way it will be calibrated. So now the numerical problem what will be, now if we apply the formula, in between the 2 points A and B, potential difference across G and S will be similar. So we can write Ig into G equal to I minus Ig into S. So Ig here 10 milliampere into 10 is equal to I means 4 ampere minus Ig means 10 milliampere. 10 milliampere means 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 ampere into S. So in the milliampere, if we write 10 into 10 to the power minus 3, so it will be 10 into 100, 10 to the power minus 1 is equal to 4 by 10 into 10 to the power minus 3. So we have to subtract 4 minus 10 to the power minus 2. 10 to the power minus 2 means 0.01. So very small amount of current. We can neglect it for S. S is equal to 1 by 4 into 10 to the power minus 1 ohm. So 0.25 into 10 to the power minus 1. That means 0.025 ohm. So you can observe this is 0.025 ohm resistance. Very small amount of resistance we have added, and that is converted the galvanometer into ammeter of desired range. Now what is voltmeter? Voltmeter is the instrument by which voltage difference in between 2 points can be measured, and generally and always parallel galvanometer, voltmeter is connected with parallel with the resistance in the circuit. And we have taken one galvanometer, we have to convert the galvanometer into voltmeter. But how can we measure the voltage in between the 2 points? By using the galvanometer. Suppose we have taken one valve. This is a valve and it is glowing. Suppose it is glowing in the circuit. Glowing in the circuit, and we have attached the galvanometer with respect to with parallel with the bulb. Bulb has some certain resistance. What is the voltage difference here? That can be measured by V is equal to IR formula. Here voltage drop in between the point this A and B will be equal to I. So we know very small amount of current what we have taken here, maximum 10 milliampere of current it can be flows through the galvanometer. Then it will give you the full scale deflection. So if we take the maximum current, that is 10 ampere, and if we know the galvanometer what we have taken, the G is equal to suppose 10 ohm, then it will be 10 milliampere, then 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 10, so it will be 10 to the power minus 1. So it will give you 0.1 volt. So voltage difference what we have got here 0.1 volt. So if we use the galvanometer, sensitive galvanometer, then you can see 0.1 volt, that is the maximum voltage it can measure, that is 0.1 volt. But actually what we have inserted in the circuit, that is a bulb, the resistance, the voltage difference with the two terminals of the bulb is greater than, suppose it may be 4 volt, 6 volt or 12 volt. Can we measure by this galvanometer? Can we measure the voltage difference in between the two terminals of the valve, that is maybe 4 volt, 6 volt and 12 volt with the galvanometer what I have told you? It is only can measure 0.1 volt. If you take 200 milliampere, if the galvanometer, the maximum allowable current by which it will give you the full scale deflection, if it is 100 milliampere, then the voltage difference will be 100 into 10 to the power minus 3 into ohm, that is 10 ohm. So it is 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power minus 3 is equal to 1 volt. So maximum it will be 1 volt. Large amount of voltage we cannot we will not able to increase. What is the way out? Way out is that if we just add one heavy resistance with that. If we add a heavy resistance, in the case of a ammeter, we have attached a very small amount of resistance in parallel with the galvanometer. Now we have attached a heavy resistance that is actually known as R with the galvanometer in series. Then the whole arrangement, this arrangement can be known as voltmeter. Voltmeter. But what is the utility here? When we have increased the resistance in series with the galvanometer, then what will happen? Suppose the resistance of the galvanometer, resistance what we have attached, heavy resistance, suppose 100 ohm, then total equivalent resistance will be 10 ohm plus 900 ohm, that is G plus R. It will give you 1000 ohm. Okay, then the voltage difference will be 10 I into R, 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 for the maximum allowable current, that is that for full scale deflection it will be 10 to the power minus 3 into 1000, so it will be 10 to the power minus 2 into 10 to the power 3, it will be 10 volt. Okay, you can see now 4 volt and 6 volt you can measure. If this bulb has actually voltage 4 volt or 6 volt, then we can measure, because we have extended the maximum allowable range what I have calibrated here, the 10 volt. So we can now do that. If you want to increase the voltage, then obviously the R what we have taken 900 ohm, so take it as suppose 99900 ohm. Then what will be the total resistance? Plus 10, it will be 10,000. Then voltage drop will be V is equal to current, maximum allowable current is the same, that is maximum allowable current 10 milliampere IR, so 10 into 10 to the power minus 3 into here 10 to the power 1 2 3 4 4, so it will be power 3 into 10 to the power 5, so it will be 10 to the power 2, so 100 volt. So previously we got 10 volt, now 100 volt. Now we have calibrated the galvanometer up to 100 volt. So when current flows to the IG, that is 10 milliampere, if we attached here 9990 ohm, then we have calibrated now new voltmeter whose range is 100 volt. So when current passes to 10 milliampere, maximum current 10 milliampere, it will give you 100 volt. When 5 milliampere current will flows, it will give you 50 volt. So when current 10 milliampere flows, it will give you 100 volt. When 5 milliampere current flows, it will give you 50 volt. When 2.5 milliampere current flows, it will be 25 volt in this way. So we have calibrated voltmeter in this way. Direction will be V is equal to I, that is Ig, into G plus R. So this is the formula. So what will be the voltage? Voltage will be V is equal to Ig plus G plus R. Now we have written the question. A galvanometer has a same problem. What problem I have given you? Galvanometer has a coil of resistance 10 ohm. So G is equal to 10 ohm. Requires a 10 milliampere current, maximum allowable current for full scale deflection, that is I is equal to 10 milliampere. And how will you convert it into a voltmeter? Now previously it was a meter, voltmeter of range 0 to 15 volts. So maximum voltage allowable will be 15 volts. So we have to use it for maximum voltage 15 volt. So V is equal to 15 volt. Then what resistance we have to attach with the galvanometer, that is R A B. So this is actually known as the voltmeter. So if we want to convert the ammeter into galvanometer of 0 to 15 volt of range, then these are the values given, and we have the formula, that is V is equal to Ig. What is the current flowing in this circuit? The same current will flow, and G plus R. What we have taken here? So as the galvanometer resistance itself is very small, we have attached one heavy resistance with that. If the heavy resistance we have attached, then the voltage drop will be greater. So then it will be Ig is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 plus G. G is equal to 10 plus R. Or we don't know, V is equal to 15 here. So we can write here that 10 plus R is equal to 15, 10 to the power minus 2. So it will known as the 15 into 10 to the power 2. So R will be equal to 1500 minus 10. It will be 1490 ohm. Okay, thank you for watching my video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel for upcoming videos.